Welcome to Author's Idea, a production of MJR Productions and JR Global. These podcasts feature ideas and conversations from Mahesh, Joshi, and JR Klein. Both are established business leaders with expertise recognized worldwide. As co-authors of several books on global business, they present observations and practical ideas on leadership, this age of transformation, and the interrelated nature of the planet. Here is your host, JR Klein.
Let's think about the question of how we can meet this massive retooling necessity for the existing human workforce. In this retooling, education is the key. The speed of change has too often made education a lagging indicator of demand. It has been plagued with ideologies, cultural mores, and parochial thinking that has led to myopic strategies even in the midst of an information explosion. The demographics of globalization indicate that the fastest growing segments of the population in a significant portion of the world is young people. This fact alone begins to frame an alarming trend of inequity in educational access. It's estimated that 263 million children and young people are not in school, with most being in underdeveloped and low to moderate income countries. Other estimates report that 825 million young people will not have the basic literacy, numeracy, and digital skills to compete for jobs in 2030. Also troublesome is a notable decline in investment, financial and political, in education at all levels. The ramification of this lack of attention puts an entire generation at risk and will potentially be evidenced in instability which hobbles economic growth. The lack of access to education will constrain employment opportunities and present security risks at all levels, from local to global. Adding to the problem of education is the severe lack of trained educators. Many sources provide evidence that higher education is not producing the expected effects on productivity improvement and then on economic growth and development. Investments in education and research are not effective if they cannot meet the training needs of the labor market. Too often, the university model, instead of being a crucible of thought, catalyzing civil discussion, becomes a bastion against change. Plagued by ideologies, cultural mores, and parochial thinking leading to myopic strategies, many institutions have moved from being a facilitator of ideas to a purveyor of them. Wholesale adoption to every idea or ideology dilutes the value of the process and the relevance of the institution. The university model's dismissal of systemic change has given the message that new competitors and new technologies are irrelevant. Consumers, however, understand that their success depends on obtaining the ability and the skills to discover their place in a knowledge society. Higher education's danger in meeting this demand is that universities have new competition that has already adapted and adopted to the change. The massive demand for innovation in education systems is reflected in the rapid growth of the marketplace geared up to serve them. In 2017, the global educational technology market was valued at around $22.8 billion. And in 2019, it was $76.4 billion. In addition, this is heavily skewed toward the biggest markets, namely China and India, and the US, which have large domestic markets with common languages, large or growing middle classes with high demand for education, and significant government support. In this world of technological innovation, the challenge for education is to bring equity back into the process by providing access previously unavailable to many parts of the globe. And the next question is leadership. Is leadership prepared to meet that challenge?
Thank you for listening. If you are interested in more of the author's ideas, look for their Oxford University Press published books on global business wherever books are sold. If you are interested in contacting the authors, they can be reached via JR Global at 01 614 526 9118.